Hiya. So we are going to do Web of Connections, Action Plan and Coaching Circle all together. And there should be slides, Jamboard that you can follow. So I'm just recording this. You won't be able to hear what they say for privacy reasons. I'm recording this on my phone, but hopefully it helps with design. Yeah, I am on mute over here. Thank goodness. Hopefully it'll help with design. Happy to answer any questions. We're just trying it out. And now this is just going to roll until I get started, so feel free to fast forward. Hello, Jack. Where are you? Why are you guest? Hold on. There, just look at that chat. Oogly doogly. Marlene, just to, again, triple checking. It's like in 40 minutes from now, right? Just so that we haven't messed up time frames and time zones, right? Yeah, 49 minutes, like just under an hour. Yeah, okay, great. I was getting all nervous about time zone mess up on my end. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Something feels off and weird here. Wait, hold on. Okay. Coming on in, crew, as you can. Hopefully you have what you need to feel the way you want to be feeling. I haven't looked in there. I'm going to look in there later. Thank you. Thank you. Boom, boom. Oh. Just FYI, they also wrote another great book, and you can go research that, called Come As You Are. It's fabulous for those who appreciate the Nagoski work. Yes. They also did a podcast of Brene Brown, if that's your thing, and they're on Instagram and so on, if you're looking for that. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Let's get started. Again, knowing that in about 45 minutes, we're going to end in about 40 minutes, right? To give you a little bit of time to go and plug into wherever you got to plug into. Sound okay? Great. So here, I'm just sharing my screen here. This is what we're going to get into now. Can somebody press mute with their shuffling, if you don't mind? And this is also in your workbook, Jack, you know I'm relying on you to remind us of the page numbers, please. For goodness sakes, can't remember. That'd be great. Something like that. Yeah. I wrote it down in my notes, Jack. I can definitely post that later too if you don't find it. So here's what we're doing. Turn to the correct page where you see this little diagram in your workbook. We're going to do two things here, three things actually. One is we're going to create my web, and two is we're going to create my action plan. This is just the screen to show you that we're going to do those two things. And part of what's going to happen here as well is that we're going to introduce you to your coaching circle. I'm pretty sure that we will have the time to introduce you to your coaching circle before y'all go off. If not, then it'll be when you come back, right? So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment and just thinking about the last couple of yesterday and today and all that you've learned, right? Sinking into this moment right now. Here's what we want to do is we want to design who you know, who you don't know, called a web of connections. I mean, it kind of screams its own understanding, right? But here we are. Hopefully you have your notebook out, your pen, paper, digital notebook, whatever that looks like. Here's what I'd like you to do, just in self-reflection time right here and now. On part of a piece of paper, I want you to sort of carve out a box or however you want to organize your paper and burst out all the people you know in your web of connections. Why? Thinking about, I am on a leadership journey right now, tapping back into who I am becoming, playing with some of my pretends and my fears, figuring out how I operationalize my why, operationalize my values. It's bringing insights and questions. Man, if I only had some support, if I only had some people to talk to, right? Well, take a moment, burst out all those people you know you can go to, professional and otherwise, right? Burst out all those people you know you can talk to. Do it right now. Start writing them down. Who are all the people you know? Start typing them up, writing them down. Work or life? Here's the thing. Thank you for asking the question there, Rena. It's about who can support you, not just in trying to get that next job. Who can support you on this journey of figuring out how I live into my purpose statement as I grow my career, how I operationalize my why, my I am as I'm growing my career. That might be a friend of yours. I don't know, right? I don't know your network. Some of it's going to be professional, some of it may be personal. That's up to you. This is not to be presented to somebody. This is for you to get a handle on who is in my network to help me on this particular journey. And all the second part, like underneath or beside all these people you're writing down, you're going to be like, oh, it'd be really good if I knew a sponsor in Cisco and I don't. Write that down. Sponsor, question mark. Wow, it'd be really good if I knew someone who understood PMP certification. Write that down. I don't know who that is. Question mark. Write down those people or networks. It might come up as networks of those who you don't know, but you're like, oh, wish I knew those people, right? Write down who you know in your web, who you don't know, who you might need to go find, right? Use some language that describes them. And then as you can tell here, what's already going through your head, let's capture this as well. Maybe on a separate side of the piece of paper or a separate text box, whatever it looks like. What do you want to know? What kind of support do you need? Why did you write down these people? What do you want from them? This might lead you to say, oh yeah, and then I want to add this person, right? This is why this is not like a linear exercise of do this, then this, then this, right? It's burst out some people you know. That's going to bring out people, oh, I don't know. I need to know these people, but wait, what do I want to know? Writing all that down. Burst it out here and now. You decide. I don't know your network, right? That's under who I need, right? So here, if this was my notepad, I put sponsor and I put question mark. I don't know who that is, but maybe Kelly does. So I'm going to give Kelly a call later on and say, hey, Kelly, do you have a sponsor? I'm totally needing a sponsor. Know anybody? Right? That might be part of your action plan, which we'll get to. For now, and everybody's already doing it. Your heads are down. You're already playing. Great job. You're writing down who you know, who you need to know, and what you want to know from those people. Right? And you're just bursting out as many people as you got. Might be 2 people, maybe 200. Don't know. You decide. We're just going to take another minute as you are bursting out. Yep. Yep. She can help you, but is she the only one? Do you only have one person in your entire network who can help you grow into your future self that you just visualized? I suspect you have some other people around you. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I have a couple of answers to this, but I'd actually like to open up the group. You're hearing what Raina says, because this is a really good question, right? How are you going? Can somebody help answer Raina's question? So that's a separate question and a great one that you're going to bring to your coaching circle. Write that question down. One of the things you want to know is how the heck do I get a sponsor? Great. Write that down and the things you want to know. Does anybody else have anything else to add in answer to Raina's original question? So, with that, here's where we're leading here. Hold on, I think I have to shrink you all or put you over here. Is I did a little cover up over here. Isn't that fancy? This is where we want to head now. Is what we'd like you to do is literally draw a web of, say, 8 people or less, some whose name you know and some you don't, of who you want to go to now. Now, how do you define the word now? It doesn't mean literally today. So scope it out. Does that mean in the next month? Does that mean over 2022? You decide your timeline. But draw out, after seeing all the people you know and all the people who you need to know because of what you want to know, what is the web you can draw right now of who you want to connect with? So do you want to, I put names here, for example. Maybe you want to connect with Tina because she's a colleague who you used to work with, and now she's totally leapt into a position you would love to have, and you want to do an info interview with her to say, how'd you get there? Maybe you want to talk to somebody who's an alumni of Jump to say, how'd you use this to be able to further grow your career? Maybe you want to go and talk to a sponsor, but I don't know who that is. So I have a question mark. I got some work to do to figure out who that is. Maybe you want to lean into your coaching circle. We'll define what that is in a few minutes. Maybe you want to go get a leadership coach. Maybe you want to talk to your manager. Maybe you want to go and talk to your best friend because, man, they're in wealth management and they've grown their career. And you're like, how did you do that? I'm over here at Cisco. Maybe it's not even someone at Cisco. Maybe it's someone in your family. Maybe it's somebody at the place you pray. I don't know, right? Who will you go to now to help you along this journey? What does your web of connections look like as Kelly said, as you take responsibility for your career growth and you plot and find who you need? There are a whole bunch of places to lean into to figure out what you want to know. Let's take a moment, plot it all out. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to change. It's a way to land. Wow, I've just learned all this stuff about myself in these last 2 days. I want to grow my career kind of like this. This is my path. I'm trying to figure out my purpose or wherever you're at. How do I go about getting support to figure out where I'm going, what I need to do? Web of connections. That's what this is here for. Okay, you got what you got. Next step before we break out into our coaching circles, that's me teeing up Jack because she's thinking about how am I introducing coaching circles to y'all, but not yet. We're going to our next step here. Did you want to say anything about Web of Connections, Jack, or are you good? Good. Okay, next slide. Again, I have to move y'all. Okay, come on. Is that not the best right there? I love that. Look. Here's what we want you to do. Don't look at the bottom of this list. Just look at the top. Here's what we want you to do. Where's my laser pointer? I have a laser pointer. Here it is. We want you to write down a little bit of a draft plan. You've just thought about who you know, who you don't yet know, what you want to know. Okay, so I want to go to these 3-4 people over the next couple of months. Okay, let's get you writing down 3 commitments and a draft action plan. So it might be on the same piece of paper, it might be on a different one. Write down 3 things you're going to do. Timeline is up to you. Is this over the next month, 3 months, over the next quarter, over 2022? You decide your time scale. Write down 3 commitments. Because now what you're going to have is 3 commitments, clarity on who in your web of connections you either got to go find or you got to go talk to. And then we're going to move over and go test it out with our coaching circles. Okay? And expand my panel to show video to see if y'all are confused or yawning. There we go. 3 commitments. And remember what we talked about before the break. Witness and accountability and sharing these commitments help you come further into making them happen. Right? This is part of what your coaching circle will be for. Not because you have to be perfect and hit it out of the park, but because you have a place of support and accountability to keep trying. Okay? You've got 3 commitments written down. You've got an upgraded web of support of the people who you know and don't know, who you're going to go and talk to. And now we're going to go test it out in coaching circles. Test it out means, in this case, it means, hey, I don't know how to go find a sponsor. And that's one of my commitments to myself is I'm going to go find a sponsor. How did you find a sponsor? For example, right? And your coaching circle is going to look like this badass chick right here. Love it. Love your commitments. Love your actions. But did you think about, and how about this? Did you want to consider that? We're going to play those roles of support and encouragement, challenging each other with respect, providing experience when it's useful and helpful, coaching circles, right? Great. So Louise, I suspect you're getting prepared with the coaching circles, but we're not letting them out into that just yet. Jack, do we have a moment where you could explain what coaching circles are? We've got it. I think we've got it. We're going to bring them back. What's in the room? How are you feeling? One word in the chat. A. And then 2, what's one thing on your to-be list? How do you choose to be in this moment? Write it down for yourself. And then, okay, you're managing yourselves emotionally. It's beautiful. Good job. We're going to now come into our coaching circle. Name 3 actions, 3 no lists, schedule your date. I got it all written down. You have to be prepared with the evaluation when they come back from the coaching circle. And I think we need to really think about what closing circle looks like, because it might not be as fulsome as we usually do. It might just be land 1 word, right? Or something like that. Okay. 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 Hi, everybody. Look at you all coming back. Hello, hello. There we are. So you are all in your coaching circles, and these are your coaching circles over the program. You've got a great group of women with you to be in coaching circle over the program, right? So here, let's just take a moment. Take 30 seconds if you need it right now. What did you just learn from sharing in that coaching circle? What did you just learn about your web of connections? Who you know, who you need to know, what do you want to know, and some of your commitments that you want to make. Write them down right now. Take a moment. Get it out if you need to get it out. A little bit of an unzip logistic moment as you're landing that. We're going to break off until 20 after the next hour. So your Cisco session, from my understanding, ends at quarter after. Yeah, ends at 4:15. Yeah, y'all are nodding. Perfect. And so then just take 5 minutes, shake it out. Take some water. Water, oh, so great, clear the system. We'll come back at 20 after. And then Jack and I and Louise have planned our time to then we end at 5:15 my time. Figure out your time zone from that. Eastern time. And at that point, when we come back after your big break, not really a break, big break, we're going to just do some logistics over your coaching circles, evaluation stuff, closing circle, and so on. So it won't be heavy content, is what I mean to say. We're not going to introduce any net new heavy content or anything like that. But we are going to come back and just have a moment. Okay? Yeah, you're all nodding your heads clear as mud. Get up, shake around, go plug in where you need to plug in. See you at 20 after the next hour. Sound okay, all? Great. You betcha. See you soon, soonish. So Jack, shall we just put that in the chat? Just in case, eh? Back at 4:20 Eastern. You're so smart.